Fact number 1. Not all cowboys fit the modern stereotype. Spaghetti westerns of the 1950s have cemented a certain cowboy look in our minds. In reality, about 1/4 of cowboys were African American. Many slaves worked as cowboys and continued the occupation as free men after the Civil War. Others were always free and chose the cowboy lifestyle. Fact number 2. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid didn't kill for fun. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid are two of the most well-known figures of the Wild West. While they committed crimes as part of the Wild Bunch gang, the pair were not cold-blooded killers. Neither ever killed just because he could. The only killing done by either man was during their final shootout. Fact number 3. Kid Curry may have had 85 children. While not all of Butch Cassidy's gang members loved to kill, Kid Curry certainly did. He hated law enforcement and took pride in killing sheriffs. Kid Curry also had a propensity for visiting many brothels during his time as an outlaw. He is thought to have fathered as many as 85 Curry kids by prostitutes. Fact number 4. Cowboy food was simple and dry. Cowboys traveling through the untamed West relied on foods with long shelf lives. These foods were naturally boring and mostly dry. Hard biscuits, dried meat, and dried fruit, as well as canned beans and coffee, made up the typical cowboy diet. Fact number 5. Texas had the most gunfighting out of any Western state. Texas has always been equated to the Wild West, and it, in fact, had the highest number of gunfights compared to other Western states. 160 shootouts occurred in Texas between 1850 and 1900. Fact number 6. Not all gunfighters died in conflicts. While gunfighting was a dangerous occupation with a seemingly high rate of early death, about 1/3 of all gunfighters died of natural causes. Those who made it to old age often lived into their 70s. Fact number 7. The cowboy hat was invented in the 1860s. Most cowboys did not wear the hat we all recognize today as the cowboy hat. This style of headwear was first developed in the 1860s by John Batterson Stetson. The style gained popularity, and by 1906, Stetson's company had sold 2 million cowboy hats per year. Fact number 8. Cowboys moved cattle over several months. Cattle drives were some of the major events in a cowboy's life. Cattle left to graze had to be rounded up and driven across a certain amount of land where they could be sold. Large cattle drives extending from Texas to Montana could take up to 5 months to complete. Cowboys and cattle moved about 10 to 12 miles per day. The process took so long because cattle needed to graze along the way. Fact number 9. Pioneers were instructed to pack 110 days worth of food. Some trail guides recommended families pack 110 days worth of food. The most well-prepared travelers would bring along a milk cow for fresh dairy products. Other families had to get by on hunted game and even roadkill. Fact number 10. Wagons traveled up to 20 miles per day. Traveling the Oregon Trail was a slow and likely frustrating endeavor. The daily schedule of meals, resting, and driving accommodated for an average of 18 to 20 miles per day. Not every day would yield the same amount of miles covered. The trails west were poorly marked and directions were rudimentary at best. Some days could be wasted traveling in circles. Fact number 11. 1 in 10 emigrants died on the trail. It's a sad reality that 1 in every 10 Oregon Trail emigrants would die. The unforgiving landscape made mistakes lethal. Mistakes like a lack of food or neglecting to rest animals could lead to starvation and getting stranded. Most emigrants died from disease, accidents, and wounds. Grave sites for people and animals dotted the sides of the trails in sobering numbers. Fact number 12. Travelers relied on buffalo poop for cooking. What may sound gross to us was a vital practice for travelers on the Oregon Trail. Since trees were sparse along the trail, pioneers collected dried bison excrement to use for campfires. Surprisingly, the prairie chips, or meadow pies, made hot and odorless fires that were necessary for making meals.